Are you ready for Saturday to finally come?
Yeah, I'm very ready for it to come. But the past 3 months have been very busy. But honestly, at the same time, it's been very exciting. I've met a lot of great people, a lot of big time coaches. Had some pretty interesting conversations. Done a lot of interviews, which I don't mind doing. So it's been a fun process. But I'm definitely ready to see where I'll be going.
That's a question there. You keep doing interviews. Like right now, the NFL Network's here. That's not going to increase your stock value as far as drafting. Why do you keep doing these things? A lot of guys would say that's enough of that stuff. I just want to go work out, leave me alone, and get ready for the draft. But you keep doing this. What's in this for Connor Barwin?
I think if you can handle it and you enjoy doing it, why not do it? I kind of have fun with most of it. I've been doing interviews with you for the last 2 years, like we just said, all the time. So that's kind of what I've been doing ever since I've been in college. I was thrown into doing interviews right when I was 18 years old, when I was a freshman playing basketball. So I've been doing it for 4 years. I'm kind of used to it. It doesn't bother me. And I think it's important to let people see you with my helmet off, things like that. So I have a lot of fun with it.
Is part of this also being an ambassador? I mean, you are an ambassador for this university right now. You're probably the biggest ambassador out there right now. Do you see that as a role of yours? Because by doing this, you're bringing recognition not only to yourself, but to UC and the football team.
Uh, a little bit. I do think about that a little bit. I was thinking while I was working out today with the NFL Network here, filming me. I think that's awesome exposure for this university come draft day, because I know when I was in high school, I'm watching the draft and you're seeing USC and all that, Ohio State. So now guys are going to see come out of high school, they're going to see Cincinnati's weight room, stuff like that. So I think that's cool. I think everybody in Cincinnati knows that I absolutely loved the time that I was here and had a great time. And so I'll be a huge Cincinnati fan. And if all the way, my career's already over, if I'm already helping, the next stage of guys coming through, that excites me a lot.
Because you've given a lot of credit to not only the guys here now, but Coach D'Antonio. You talk about Coach Longo. You talk about Coach Kelly. Not just one guy influenced you. It's been this whole university and a number of people.
That's exactly true. I know that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for great people around me. And the one person that I haven't given a lot of credit to, which I should, because he's the one that hired all these great coaches, was Mike Thomas. So, he deserves a lot for hiring great coaches. I was able to play for two, I think, two of the best coaches and two coaches that have huge futures ahead of them. So it was a huge blessing. I wouldn't be here probably if it wasn't for them. It wasn't for Mike Thomas. So those people deserve a lot of credit.
The process will be over, but I mean, you'll have a bigger interest not only in yourself, but you have some other guys to watch as well. You had 5 guys at the combine, not to mention working with Dustin today and Dominic Goodman. Your interest will go much beyond your selection, won't it?
I don't exactly know if I understand what you're asking me. What do you mean my interest?
I mean,
Oh, as far as the draft
in
day.
the draft, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, once you're picked, it won't be like, all right, it's all over and done with.
Oh, no.
You'll still be watching the TV to see where other guys go.
It's funny because I'll be watching the draft. I'll be stuck in front of the TV all day Sunday, too, watching it, because not only do I have interest to seeing where everybody from Cincinnati is going to go, but through going to the Senior Bowl, through going to the Combine, through making visits to teams, which other players have been on, I'm interested to see where all these other guys are going to go. I want to know, where James Laurinaitis is going to go, where Larry English is going to go, guys that I've met and hung out with a lot, to see where they're going to go too.
One last question. Who's the one person through this whole process that you've leaned on the most for guidance, just talking to, just as a sounding board? Who would be the one person that you've leaned on the most in this whole process?
I would probably have to honestly say Cliff Marshall and Ted up at Ignition where I trained. Those guys are the guys that I've talked to the most about this whole process, guys that I kind of joke around with, guys that kind of keep things normal from day to day. Those guys I spent a lot of time with. So those guys kept things fun, kept things interesting when I trained. So those guys are probably the people that I guess I wouldn't say leaned on, but kind of just talked about everything with the most.
So that was your opportunity to escape from draft talk. Where are you going? Who are you going to? Where you been working out? I mean, that's been because you had to have someone during this process to escape from that, or else it would have driven you nuts.
Well, yeah, I think up there, everybody wants to talk about the draft, and up there when we trained, we talked about it a little bit, but it was really we had fun. That's why I was so happy that I chose to train at Ignition. Cliff, if you're around me and him, I cannot stop laughing at the guy. And Ted, his partner, is a great guy too. So I think when I go up there and trained, it was really a lot of fun for me, because it was away from all the draft questions. It was just me working out what I like to do and then having fun with those guys.